Some cryptid photos changed history. Others fooled the world. And a few left a great amount of controversy in their wake. Today, the Department of Cryptid Investigation is reopening the files behind the most famous cryptid evidence ever recorded. Before Bigfoot footage, before internet cryptids, there was Nessie. And photographs taken at Loch Ness would change cryptid history forever. Before we get into the famous surgeon's photo, let's talk about the image that started it all, the Hugh Gray photograph. So in Hugh Gray's account, he describes going on his normal after-church walk along Loch Ness when he saw what he would later describe as an object of considerable dimensions. When he saw this object emerging from the water a few feet away from him, he whipped out his trusty Kodak camera and snapped some pics. He took pictures of what appeared to be an animal-like tail and churning water, and then the creature disappeared. Hugh Gray sent an account of what he experienced to the newspaper along with the only photo that he had developed that day. He had claimed to have taken the first photograph of a mysterious creature that had been reported around Loch Ness for centuries. This photograph helped fuel the frenzy of interest in this creature that had been nicknamed Nessie. This photograph kicked off the modern era of Nessie hunting as we know it today. This photo is widely dismissed by experts and skeptics, and if you look closely, it appears to be a dog holding a stick. Whatever the case may be, the Hugh Gray photograph paved the way for the next image we will talk about, which is the surgeon's photo. In 1933, the Daily Mail hired big game hunter Marmaduke Wetherill to find the Loch Ness Monster. Wetherill claimed to have found massive footprints, but the Natural History Museum quickly identified them as a prank using a hippopotamus foot. So after this occurrence, Wetherill was both fired and humiliated, which started his plot of revenge against the newspaper. In order to achieve his revenge, Wetherill enlisted the help of his son, stepson, and a sculptor. They purchased a toy submarine from a department store, and they built a neck and head out of putty. They then placed it in Loch Ness. At this point, Wetherill was a pretty discredited person, so they needed the help of someone respectable to push their prank to the next level and get it out to the media. And this is where the surgeon comes in. So they approached Dr. Robert Kenneth Wilson, who was a prominent gynecologist and surgeon from London. Wilson was the perfect man for the job because he was a credible enough source, but he also enjoyed playing practical jokes. The Daily Mail published the image, fueling the global obsession over Nessie. The Loch Ness Monster photographs changed cryptid history forever, but they were only the beginning. Because in 1967, a camera captured something even crazier. Unlike the still photographs of Nessie, this time you could actually see the creature move. This is On October 20th, 1967, two Bigfoot enthusiasts, Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin, were exploring a remote area of Bluff Creek in Northern California. The two men originally set off to record a low-budget docudrama about Bigfoot. So, as the story goes, Patterson, who was an aspiring filmmaker, was riding his horse alongside Gimlin. Suddenly, the horse reared and threw him off. Patterson claimed that once he regained his footing and grabbed the reins, he looked up to see a creature in the woods. According to their account, the creature stopped, looked at them, turned, and walked away through the tree line. But before the creature got away, Patterson managed to grab his 16mm camera and capture the famous 59-second clip. Since its release, the film has been one of the most analyzed and debated pieces of media within cryptozoology. Skeptics have argued that Bigfoot was merely a man dressed up in a suit. For decades, both Patterson and Gimlin maintained that the footage was a genuine encounter. However, the truth behind the film's creation took a significant turn when physical test footage of the film was discovered. The documentary Capturing Bigfoot details the discovery of a 16mm film reel that shows a physical test run of the Bigfoot suit that is shown in the Patterson-Gimlin film. It was found that this test run was filmed a year before the famous 1967 encounter. This evidence, along with reports from people involved, including the person who wore the Bigfoot suit, point to the Patterson-Gimlin film as a hoax. However, despite all this evidence, people still maintain that the Patterson-Gimlin film could be legit. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. In more recent times, cryptid evidence has become even hard to explain. Enter the Myakka Skunk Ape photo. In the year 2000, two mysterious photographs along with an anonymous letter were mailed to the Sarasota County Police Department in Florida. The sender claimed that a mysterious, foul-smelling ape creature was stealing apples from her. The woman described fearing for her safety and believed that it was an escaped orangutan from a zoo. On the night that the photos were taken, she described that the creature was startled by her flash and stood up, as shown in the photos sent to the sheriff's department. Sheriff deputies took the report lightly, and they could not conduct a major field investigation because there had been no address sent along with the letter. However, an animal control officer who saw the photos shared them with the local cryptozoology community, and they eventually blew up in popularity. This creature became known as the Myakka Skunk Ape. Many experts claim that these photos were a hoax, pointing to possible manipulation of the photos or someone dressing up as the creature in the woods. Despite public interest and media coverage, no concrete proof of the skunk ape has been discovered. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this evidence and if there's any other pieces of evidence that you would like me to cover in the future. See you guys next time.